finally cleared up after the sandblasting. That pot, yeah, you have to have exactly the right size grip. We got fine or super fine and medium, or fine and medium, who knows. Medium, no chance, doesn't go through, just gets clogged up. Doesn't matter how you adjust the valves or anything. Super fine or fine, that worked, but still intermittent. Basically, we had to shake this bottle continuously to make sure that there weren't any blockages. It's okay, it kind of got the job done, but it was more hassle than expected, definitely. So we had all the bodywork covered up, or the bits of bodywork that were vinyl covered up, and we used a material tape. The material tape seems to have done an okay job. I wouldn't say it's perfect by any means, so we're going to obviously need to strip this all off and actually have a decent look. Sandblasting though, you can see it did a pretty good job, stripped it straight back in the areas that it actually got to. Because of the fundamental issues with that blocking up, we really didn't want to spend 24 hours trying to sandblast these things. So I tried to concentrate mainly on areas that definitely need sandblasting. These corners, the front, if you can see them, right down there, the front's down there. They need a bit of a tidy up. We need to infill them correctly so it's fully welded. Engine bay wise, we tried to do a key everywhere. There's some welding that needs to be covered. We need to fill that hole or weld over that hole. And there's a few other little bits and bobs, but just a light dusting. I just tried to key everywhere really. Underside wise, just trying to get back to some of the rust. This is all going to be treated. If I spent long enough to clear all this rust off, I would have definitely been here a few weeks. It had the power, it just didn't have the consistency with keeping the power. Every 5 seconds it'd get blocked, and yeah, not the best things in the world, but I guess you get what you pay for, 100 quid, and it's done a fairly okay job, to be fair. Like I say, all this will be treated. We won't be stitch welding because of all the seam sealer and stuff like that. That's just not necessary anyway. The spit has worked absolutely amazingly. No issues, rolls around fine. Really made it possible to get into areas that we could have never got into before. So now we're gonna dust it off with a brush, blow it out again, and I'll start to get welding on all the bits that need finishing off, and we'll cut that center section out for the shifter and tidy all that up. Today is the day. We got Wilson down, Smithy over the background, prepping his own car, which is a first. And the spit coming in good use. So the whole car's going white. We've got white. Did you get white Raptor? Yes. Yeah, white Raptor underneath.
White Raptor.
Yeah, well done. I mean, do you really need to read the instructions? Surely you're a professional?
I am. Professionals read instructions. Feel, shake and shoot. That's that done then.
So Smithy's putting on the anti-rust, or actually he's, wow, I'm so glad I got that.
Yeah, I was going to say literally the second you turn the camera on.
Smithy, can you just look at me a second?
Take the hairband off. Please.
Yeah, but what do you actually call it? Masked up, that's it. Right, so Wilson's masked up the whole car. All the inside has been scotched and keyed up. So we've just got the new wrap on. Wilson's shaking a can, just trying to be annoying. So yeah, we just got the wrap on. So just done the masking up, got some edge primer going inside. Fortunately it's on a spit, so Wilson's going to spin it as he paints. It actually looks pretty smart in some of the photos. I see your face. That little pedo bear hanging over the corner. All the Raptor went on really well, come up nice, and then we got the same colour, or same rail colour coming on the inside in 2K. Do, 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 do. Got it all finished out of the spray booth, as we're going to keep calling it. So that's the Raptor underneath. Pretty hard wearing. Looks nice. Sure it'll be dirty in about 2 seconds. In fact, I'm sure it's going to get filthy bolting it up, but I'll have to keep changing my gloves. Looking pretty smart inside. I mean, it does definitely look nice. My concern is how long it's going to look nice for. But yeah, pretty pleased overall. So we'll start getting stuff bolted back in. I just received all the parts back from powder coating. They're looking pretty good. I don't see any issues currently. They've done quite a nice job. Got the modified and strengthened subframe for the 350 diff, and then got the modified front subframe to hold the V8 with all this section cut out for sump pan. Then the crash bars front and rear, with nitrous goes in there, fuel surge tank bolts onto that part, goes down the bottom, and that's the gearbox mount there. But all looks pretty good. Just went for standard colours. Also got back this to hang on the wall, so that's nice. Should make the workshop look a little bit nicer. So hopefully these can be bolted up. There is one thing to know, obviously it's powder coating. Sometimes if it hasn't adhered correctly, it can crack. So when we bolt these up, we will double check that, make sure none of the powder coating is cracking off. And then we'll periodically check it, even if it is on track, just to make sure that it's not gonna basically paint crack, then come loose, and obviously have issues. Oh, so nice to have my workshop back. Well, some of it. Over there's still a mess. But we good. Got this subframe out. Gonna air blow it through because there's still some sandblasting stuff inside it. I'll blow that off and then build up the front suspension, and then we'll do the rear. So this arm which was on the top there, you can see that bush is just falling straight out. There's no there's nothing holding that one in anymore. This is one of the other link arms. All the bushes are gone. They're just pushing out real easy. So they're probably gone before we even started the conversion, but we couldn't get these arms at the time, so it would have been polyurethane bushes anyway. We were hoping to switch over to either spherical joints or the Wisefab kit, but we'll get all these out. Got the polyurethane bushes on the way. They'll do for now. I just don't like the maintenance on polyurethane. People think it's just fit and forget, but it never is. It's fit, then take it apart, lubricate it, then put it back together, and then keep doing that pretty much all the time. Obviously defeats the point of having a nice solid bush if it's stiff and doesn't allow the suspension to react correctly to the road surface. It's why rose joints are so good, assuming they're not stiff anyway, like some of the Wisefab front we've got. But we'll get the poly bushes pushed into these now. Got the bushes come through. They're shite, basically. They're really quite soft. There's not a lot of, I appreciate they haven't got the bush in there, but they are quite soft. So there's no knurling on the inside, so they don't hold the grease at all. So as soon as you push the alley bar through the center, it's just going to push out all the grease, and yeah, they're just shit, really. I think the company is Flowflex. Obviously they're cheap as well, so I think this whole kit was 100 quid or 110 quid, and it's basically all the bushes on the rear end. We're only going to do 2 because they're crap, And then we'll wait to get either the spherical arms or spherical jointed arms or the Wisefab kit. So it basically means that if you did want to keep these in the car, they basically need to come out every other race or every race really, to have lubricant put inside so they don't wear out. Spoke to one of my other customers who races MX5s, and he also stated that they basically just squashed out and were pretty shite as well. So we're not feeling good about these at the minute. Also the bars that run through the centre, and if I can focus you fuck. So the bars that go through the centre aren't much better than the bushes. There's lots of scratches on them. They're obviously just banged out really cheaply, which is understandable, you know, it's a cheap kit. Probably get you through probably get you through the MOT, but not for racing. Regardless, I'm going to get these two arms done, the other two arms for the other side, and get this bang back together now because we're getting really tight on the time and there's a lot to do. So I've got that bush in. I am not going to do this rear bush because they suck. So I'm just going to leave the stock bush in there. That one seems to be okay. So yeah, build up the rest. I'm still going to do the lower one on that arm. That needed replacing regardless. It was a bit like this one, just fell out of the bush. I mean, you can see it there. It's, yeah, shot. So I'll replace both of them. So John will probably end up getting either spherical arms or the complete rear Wisefab kit. We'll see how that goes. So rear subframes together now. I've left a few bolts loose and there's a reason for that. So this bolt, the lower bolt down, that one there, and there is another one. Oh yeah, the one down there, and that's because I can't get to it. So I'm gonna, but the main reason is, do these two when it's actually on the car. Because they're fixed bushes, if you do them up now, you're obviously gonna, wherever it sits is where it's gonna stay, and anywhere other than that point will be preloaded. So once we've got the car fully built on the ramp, we'll tighten them up with it sitting correctly, so then they're in their neutral position when the car's in its neutral suspension position. Front subframe gave me a bit of jip, but just on this rear bolt that goes up through the chassis. But apart from that, all went fairly straightforward. No issues. So I'm going to get the braces off for the spit, and I'll be able to start getting the front and rear bumper bars on, and hopefully start to build up the steering rack, foot pedals, brake lines, all the things I take off last basically. But yeah, I mean, it's going to get dirty quick. I mean, even just touching it, it's like, oh, a little bit dirt, oh, a little bit dirt, and then you just kind of wipe it off if it's shiny, but underneath it's matte, so Thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, subscribe, hit that bell and get the notifications. You can also check us out on Facebook. The link's going to be in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.